Hello, everyone. Welcome to TravClan's webinar. This is Tarang Mohin, your host for the day. And we have Mr. Vivek Anand with us, the country manager at Mauritius Tourism. Mr. Vivek Anand, sir, are you able to hear me?
Thank you, Tarang. Thank you, TravClan, for putting this together. This is a great initiative and very happy to be back with TravClan. I remember I did this webinar from your office a couple of months back. So very happy to join
Right.
with your team, with the travel trade partners. Very happy to be here and I hope everyone is safe and well.
Definitely, sir. Pleasure is all ours, and thank you so much for today's evening. And I hope that every participant over here will have an interesting experience learning about Mauritius. So sir, over to you. And I think we can start off with the presentation. It's almost 4, and a lot of people have already joined us here on Zoom as well as on the YouTube channel of TravClan. So yes, sir. Over to you.
Thank you. Hi guys, Tarang, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, so here we go. I know I have only about 35-40 minutes to present. So what we will do is I will start the presentation. In case you have any questions, please start typing them in the chat box, and every 10 or 15 minutes, I'll give it 5 minutes and answer your questions. Okay, here we go. So I will leave this awards business right now. Okay, now where is Mauritius? So interesting thing is Mauritius is a part of Africa, and we are just below the equator near the Tropic of Capricorn. You know why this needs to be told, interestingly, is because as you move to the other side of the equator, the seasons are the other way around. For example, we are starting summer in India. In Mauritius, we are starting winter. And the time difference from India to Mauritius is 1.5 hours. Mauritius is 1.5 hours behind us. For example, it's now 4 in Mauritius. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. Moving on. Country facts. Area is 2,000 square kilometers. To give you an idea, so this is roughly the size of Delhi NCR. But if you look at the population, it's only 1.2 million. सिर्फ 12 लाख लोग हैं Mauritius में. तो खाली है. Capital city is Port Louis, which is in the northwest of Mauritius. Languages spoken, so many languages, brief history of why so many languages and how. So Mauritius started off, as being a French colony because the French colonized. I mean, there were others earlier as well, the Portuguese, Dutch, etc., etc. But we'll start with the French. They colonized Mauritius. It was the time of slavery. They started sugarcane plantations, and to work on plantations, since there was hardly any population in Mauritius, they decided to get the slaves from other African countries like Madagascar, which was a French colony. So French became a language. Then now, how do the people who are coming from other lands, non-French speaking countries, communicate with the masters who are the French? So they developed a hybrid language, and that was Creole. It was based on Old French, and it had words from African languages. So that language became a mode of communication between the masters and the slaves. Then in 1910, 1911 or thereabouts, there was a battle. The English were eyeing Mauritius for a long time, and they won the battle, and the English rule began. Now, when the English rule began, they expanded the plantations, because at that time Mauritius was a 100% sugarcane based country, and they wanted people. And where do you get the people? So the English looked towards India, and that is when the great migration to Mauritius from India started. Lots of people went, and they mostly went from the Bhojpuri speaking belt, which is Bihar and Eastern UP. And so Creole evolved further. Into it were added words from Hindi, from Bhojpuri. There were some people from other Indian regions also. Some went from Maharashtra, a lot from Tamil Nadu, some from what is now called Telangana, that time Hyderabad state. So Telugu words came in, some Marathi words came in, and so on and so forth. And that was the development of Creole. Mandarin, which is the Chinese language. The Chinese came to Mauritius in large numbers at one time, not as large as the Indians, of course, as traders. So Mandarin is also spoken. But if you look at a man on the street. So it is 70% people are of Indian origin. Everyone understands Bhojpuri, Hindi, as we speak it, Hindi of the North India. And a lot of them speak it as well. So if you are anywhere in Mauritius, you want to ask something, somebody is not understanding the English you're speaking, you can always talk to them in Hindi. And they're very happy to talk in Hindi. Okay, the currency. So 1 Mauritian rupee is equal to 2 Indian rupees. And, if you're looking at European conversion, then 1 euro will get you 40 Mauritian rupees. Moving on, we talk of connectivity from India. So I am talking now of situation as it was before all this happened. 3 direct flights from Delhi, and this is Air Mauritius, 7.5 hours. 5 flights from Bombay, which is 6 hours direct, and 2 flights from Bangalore, Chennai. So the Bangalore Chennai flight is Bangalore Chennai Mauritius, Mauritius Bangalore Chennai, and all flights are operated by wide-bodied aircraft. It is either the A330, 330 Neo, or A340. Those are the planes they use for India. They also have the A350 Neo, and typically these aircraft seat between 280 to 325 people. So connectivity is not a problem at all, and it's all point to point. Other than this, people can also travel through Emirates, and Emirates takes people from 9 places in India, or they used to. Let's see what happens later. And so it will be India, Dubai, Mauritius. Moving on. So what you see here, this white yellow line, is the highway that goes from the airport, which is in the southeast of Mauritius, right up to the north to a place called Granby. Roads in Mauritius are very good. It's very easy to drive, which I will take you through later. This is a shot of the airport. It's an ultra-modern airport, small airport, but very, very well equipped. I say ultra-modern because airport is capable of accommodating A380s, because Emirates is flying in 2 A380s every day, or was. Sorry, I speak in the present tense, but sometimes you forget that you're living in a different time right now with the corona. And let's see in what shape and form the air travel begins once it begins. So U Lounge is for the very high-end traveler. It is like the Marabha services in Dubai, where you get off the aircraft, you don't enter the terminal, you're taken in a limousine straight to a separate lounge called the U Lounge. Your customs is done there, your immigration is done there, your bags come there directly, you're offered refreshments, champagne, breakfast, lunch, as the time may be, and all your formalities are done. The vehicle that you ordered will come to the U Lounge and take you from there, and same is on the way back. When you are boarding from Mauritius, you don't need to enter the main airport. That is U Lounge. This is all U Lounge. So now look at the unique selling points of Mauritius. 1, it's visa on arrival, free of cost. 2, we don't have a 3-month or 6-month policy for passport validity. Passport needs to be valid only for 1 day after a departure date from Mauritius. And what do you need when you land in Mauritius? So the immigration guys will ask you for your passport. They will ask you for a confirmed return ticket and a confirmation voucher, which could be a voucher from the travel agent or from the hotel directly. That is all. And they straight away give you, 10 to 15 day visa. The climate, as I said earlier, it's the other way around. So right now we are starting winter, very comfortable winter. Minimum will go to 17 degrees, maximum will be 24, 25 in the day. And now a lot of people ask me this question that, is it winter? Can we go to the water? The answer is yes. Water is not as cold as as the days are normally. If the day temperature is 23, 24, water will always be at 27, 28. So you can comfortably go into the water. Summer is November to April, again very comfortable, as you can see here, 23 degrees minimum, 33 degrees maximum. No dust in Mauritius. It's the second cleanest air in the world. So that's an added advantage, especially for travelers who are going from North India, from Delhi, which is, or rather was, one of the most polluted places on earth. We don't have a monsoon in Mauritius. There is a rainy season, which is from January to March. But it's not heavy rain like the rain you have in Bombay or Kerala or the East. It's not that heavy rain. It's sporadic rain. So everything keeps going on. That is why we call Mauritius a round the year destination. Very important for everyone these days, connectivity, whether it's phone or Wi-Fi. So you can go when you land in Mauritius, buy a SIM card, put it in your phone, instant activation. And other than that, as far as Wi-Fi is concerned, all hotels have Wi-Fi free of cost. The Wi-Fi signal is so strong that most of the in the hotels now, most of the all rather the 4 or 5 star hotels are on the beach. So if you're on the hotel beach, your Wi-Fi will work. Other than that, whenever you go to shopping malls, corner waterfront, there's free Wi-Fi available there. When you go to activity companies, the activity companies also offer you free Wi-Fi on their premises so that you can take your pictures and immediately upload them to Facebook, Insta, whatever you want. So let's now see what all can be done in Mauritius. A lot of options for luxury. There is this something called the bubble lodge. So it is like a hotel room. The only difference is there are no walls, solid walls and solid roof. It's a bubble made of plastic. It's air conditioned, of course. All the modern amenities are there. You get food, you get everything. And this is available at 2 locations in Mauritius. You can book it through your DMC, whichever DMC you're using. Catamaran cruise, lots of catamarans in Mauritius. The catamaran with the maximum capacity is about 50-55 packs. So what happens during a catamaran cruise is that one, they take you in the morning, take you to another island, which is maybe about 30 minutes ride sailing away. And you can be on the island the whole day. You can do water activities, beach activities, have a barbecue lunch. They bring you back. Other one is a sunset cruise where you go in the evening at about 4:30 to see the sunset. And during the sunset cruise, they offer you snacks and alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, which are included in the price of the ticket. The third one is you can take a catamaran, and a lot of catamarans have overnight stay facilities, 1 or 2 bedrooms. So you can stay the night on the catamaran. Overnight private catamaran, as I mentioned. Private speedboat. Speedboat again, yes, it is expensive. Lunch on a submarine is also possible. Blue Safari, the guys who run the normal submarine, have a smaller submarine which accommodates 2 people and the pilot, and they can serve you a lunch on the submarine. Dinner on the motor yacht. So there are motor yachts where dinners can be organized. Private island visits. There are lots of private islands which can be visited. Your DMC can organize, and typically private island means you go there. Either you can spend the day sunbathing on sun decks, or you can have beach activities, water sports, and of course, drinks and food. Okay, moving on, there is so there is a helicopter. One second. Okay, so you can hire a jeep and do a full day trip and watch the wildlife in various areas of Mauritius. There is helicopter sightseeing also. Helicopters are run by 2 companies, Air Mauritius and Coral Air. Again, your DMCs can give you the prices. Helicopters can be used either for transfers from the airport to a hotel, say, which would take you an hour and 15 minutes to drive. In helicopter, can do it in only 10 minutes. Or helicopter can be used for sightseeing. Both the possibilities are there. Seaplanes are available for sightseeing, and seaplanes are available in the north. They start from a hotel called Lux Grand Corps, and from the south near the Telfair Hotel. Shamdimar, the oldest race course in the southern hemisphere, and racing is a very popular activity in Mauritius. This is the time for racing actually, but unfortunately everything is stopped because Mauritius is also under lockdown till the 4th of May. And gambling is legal, betting is legal in Mauritius. So lots of people go there and place bets on the horses. Golf, very, very popular activity in Mauritius. We have 10 championship level golf courses in Mauritius, which are also called 18-hole golf courses. And most of them are owned by the resorts and attached to resorts. But anybody who is not staying in a golf resort can book a game at any of these golf courses. And they are all around the island. In fact, whichever part of the island you are in, there will be a golf course 10 or 15 minutes away from your hotel. Because most of the resorts are on the beach side, and the golf courses are also along the beach side, except for one or two. So we have been promoting golf in a big way. Indian golfers have been going. The picture you see is a guy called Arjun from Bangalore. We had 3 golf tournaments last year in Delhi NCR, one in Bombay, one in Bangalore. We picked up the top 3 winners from each place, took them to Mauritius for the finals. Arjun, who is here in the picture with these beautiful ladies, won the tournament, and he was given a trophy during the World Annual Travel Awards, which happened in Mauritius in June last year. This is the location of golf courses all around the island, as you can see. Spa, again, very, very popular activity in Mauritius. All the hotels have spas. In fact, one of the hotels has 25 spa rooms, treatment rooms. And what you see is a spa on the beach. So with some additional supplement, your guests can also have a spa on the beach. Then we come to Café des Arts. So Café des Arts is an old sugar mill converted to a very, very high-end fine dining place. And as you can see, there is a sit-down meal available there. At one time, they can accommodate 30-35 people sit down. But if you want to have a big party event, then 200-300 people can be accommodated. It's a very high-end place and a very nice place. Again, Café des Arts, this is the other view from the other side, where you can see the small swimming pool also that they have. And full of beautiful paintings and objects, the art and antiques. Again, this is the seating arrangement in Café des Arts. A lot of adventure activities possible in Mauritius. There is, zip lining. So we have the 3rd longest zip line in the world, which is at Valley of Colors in the south. There is skydiving, which is in the northeast of Mauritius. There is quad biking. Quad biking is available at many places. So you can have a single quad or a double quad where 2 people sit. Zip line, as I said, at many places. Hiking and trekking, very, very popular among the younger generations and among the Europeans. And hiking and trekking can be customized to suit the age group interest of your clients. It can either be a very gentle hike. So I have done a very gentle hike where you cover 6 kilometers in 3 hours, very gently, gentle slopes. Or it can be tough ones also, which can include, some hard climbing. So it's entirely, the choice of your client, what he wants to do. And you do the hiking and trekking and see some beautiful scenery all around. Snorkeling. So snorkeling, like some other things like paddle boat and kayaking, is offered free by all the resorts. All your clients need to do is go to the boathouse and book a time. And snorkeling, and there is glass bottom boat as well for those who don't want to go into the water. 5 island tour. So they take you to 5 islands, including the one you see here, which is an island. This is on the east coast. This is an island which has an old unused lighthouse. So they show you this island, they show you a shipwreck, they take you to 2-3 other islands, and it ends with a Sega dance and a barbecue lunch on Ilo Surf, on the beach of Ilo Surf. Activity lasts for about approximately 4 hours. Undersea walk, again very popular and available at 2 locations. One is Grand Bay, and the other is east at a place called Trou de Douche. Again, your DMCs will arrange all these activities for your clients. So undersea walk is very interesting. You walk on the seabed, which is about 10 to 12 feet under the surface of the water. And you're never left alone. There are divers along with you. They typically take 4 or 5 people, batch of 4 or 5 people at one time, and there'll be 3-4 divers guiding the people around. You can see coral, you can see fish. It's a wonderful experience. And you wear the helmets, which are connected with a tube to the ship, so that fresh air can be pumped in for you to breathe. So you don't need to know swimming to do this activity. Underwater scooter, similar thing. Only thing is that the depth is 10-12 feet, but you are on something called a sub-scooter, a submarine scooter, which you drive yourself to. It's a tandem, so it's 1 or 2 people on the sub-scooter, and it goes up to a speed of 4 to 5 kilometers per hour, very slowly. But the divers are there to guide you. And what you see on top of the scooter, that bubble kind of thing, is a canopy which is full of air. So breathing is not a problem. This is the famous TV stars Rocky and Mayur doing the sub-scooter during one of the promotional films that we made 3 years back. The submarine, again, submarine is the most popular activity among the Indians. A very good activity for kids, old people, everyone, because you don't need to wear special clothes for this. You can go in your normal shoes and clothes. Going to the submarine, it's a 10-seater, 5 seats on either side, so everyone has a window seat. And you go to a depth of 35 meters, which corresponds to about 115, 120 feet. You see marine life, which is, you see fish, you see coral, you see a shipwreck, and sometimes you also see turtles. This submarine is in the north. Swimming with dolphins, yes, the title is correct. You can, when you see the dolphins, you can jump in and swim with the dolphins. As you know, dolphins are mammals and they're very friendly. They're very, very friendly with humans. And this activity is available at the in the west coast of Mauritius, and this activity starts very early because the dolphins come very early. They come at about 7 in the morning. So you have to leave your hotel very early. Parasailing, available at lots of places. Flyboarding, this is a new activity. As you can see, you can, using water jet pressure, you can, go up and down. And unfortunately, the video is not available right now. But this is similar to something that Hrithik Roshan did in a movie called Bang Bang. He did it in Dubai. It was not available in Mauritius at that time, but it's available in Mauritius now in the north, in the Grand Bay area. Kite surfing, again, a popular activity, but among the Europeans. Water skiing, another very popular activity. Kayaking, like I said, is freely available at all the hotels. All you need to do is book. Windsurfing, there is rock climbing, which I mentioned earlier. Okay, before we move to the heritage bit, I would like to answer a few questions which are there.
Right, sir. So there are a couple of questions here from the presentation itself. I'm going to ask those questions to you. So people are asking about in the bubble lodge that you just talked about, right?
Yeah.
What is the condition for privacy? So
Okay.
do we have like perfect privacy available?
Look, you are living in a bubble. So
right.
Perfect privacy cannot be there. Yes, but the bathrooms are totally covered.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, you are living in a bubble, but people don't come there normally. But it is not privacy like a room.
Okay.
It's not a closed room. Okay, now I have the other question. How affordable is catamaran cruise? Catamaran cruise is very affordable. Ask your DMC for the prices. Cost of helicopter tours, again, as the tourism board, we don't sell anything and we don't commit on any prices. But for prices of helicopter tours, either talk to Air Mauritius office or talk to your tour operator who can, get you prices, comparable prices from Royal Air or Air Mauritius.
Okay.
Minimum cost for helicopter airport, again, all this you need to address to Air Mauritius. Okay, this is an interesting one. How is the hotel helping refund or rescheduling? So most hotels, and I've been talking to most of them, are rescheduling, and some hotels are giving options of up to 1 year to reschedule. But again, as if you've booked with through DMC, you need to talk to the DMC because all hotels have slightly different policy, but they're very open. Everyone wants to have the guests back. So if you have paid the hotel directly, then talk to the hotel directly. If you paid through DMC, then address it to DMC. Now, which is the best beach? Look, it's like asking me if I have 4 kids, which is the best kid. So 4 sides of Mauritius, each is unique. And all the 4 sides of Mauritius have beautiful hotels. So, your clients can choose. For example, if you want a lot of night activity at night, clubbing and everything, then the answer is stay in the north or in the west. But if you don't want so much of clubbing and going out at night, then you can stay in the south or east. South and east are relatively quieter areas. Okay. So I think let's get on with the presentation. Tarang?
Right. Definitely.
Okay. So heritage we were talking about. So there is a lot of heritage in Mauritius, and we have 2 World Heritage Sites. What you see here is the Limon Mountain, which is essentially sort of, give you the story in short. So the slaves used to hide in the mountain. who didn't want to work or were badly treated by their masters. And when the British took over, slavery was abolished. So the planters and police were going there to tell them that they are now free. They are not no longer slaves. But when the slaves saw them, they thought we'll be caught and we'll be tortured. So 200-300 of them, all of them who were on top of the mountain in the jungles, they jumped down and committed mass suicide. So this became, and the base of the mountain, they have an anti-slavery monument. So that's why it's a World Heritage Site. Second World Heritage Site is the Apravasi Ghat, which is in Port Louis. This is the immigration depot where ships from India and other countries used to go and dock, carrying all the indentured labor. So they stayed there in very poor conditions till the time they were allotted a plantation. So this has also become a site of pilgrimage, because currently, Indians rule Mauritius, people of Indian origin, and they realize that their forefathers, now Indians are third, fourth, fifth generation, made a lot of sacrifices, which they are reaping the benefit of that now. So Apravasi Ghat has now become like a place of pilgrimage, and this is also a World Heritage Site. And you can see the footprints and handprints of some of the early immigrants there. Theatre of Port Louis, again an old, very old theatre built by the French. So Mauritius is known as the most romantic destination. A lot of options, from India, the majority of the people who go there are the honeymooners. So you can see some pictures here of these are some romantic shots. Dinner on the beach, it's happening all the time in all the hotels. All you need to do is tell the hotel that your clients want dinner on the beach, and the hotel will be happy to organize. In fact, in some of the packages, honeymoon packages, one free dinner on the beach is also included. Check with your DMC please. This is again a setting for dinner on the beach. Weddings. So Mauritius has lots of weddings. I mean, they could have big fat Indian wedding. I have personally been involved in one wedding, facilitating a wedding which had about 800 people from India. On the other hand, are the weddings of a lot of Europeans who come there. It will just be the couple, and they'll just come and get married. So possibilities for all sorts of weddings in Mauritius, big, small, everything. And the people of Mauritius in the hospitality industry, in the event industry, there know what it needs for a wedding, Indian wedding, because most of them are Indians themselves and they follow the same rituals. So they are very familiar with rituals like Mendi and Chuda, Haldi and cocktail, reception, the band, the ghodi, everything. And the pandits, of course, are needed. And everything that you need in an Indian wedding is available in Mauritius. This is a beach wedding. Underwater wedding. So the Europeans do very funny things. One couple had an underwater wedding. One had a wedding on a private island. Another had a wedding inside the submarine. As you can see, they're just posing when they came out. Wedding on a catamaran. Of course, Indian wedding is not possible because there are lots of people and catamaran can't take more than 50 at one time. But yeah, smaller wedding, 50 people, possible on a catamaran. A lot of attractions. There is, we talk of Port Louis, which is the capital. Cordon Waterfront, which is in Port Louis. So a lot of options at Cordon Waterfront. There is a casino. There is a multiplex. There is high-end shopping. There is a bazaar kind of shopping, street shopping, and there is a food court, and there are fine dining restaurants. It's a beautiful area. You can easily spend 3-4 hours there. Fort Adelaide, a small fort on top of a hill in Mauritius, from where you can see beautiful views. You can see all around Mauritius. And also, this is also a venue for high-end events. Peterboth Mountain, what you see is a mountain which looks like a man's head. So this is actually a natural rock formation. This is in the north of Mauritius, and Peterboth was one of the governors of Mauritius at one time. It's been named after him in his honor. Pamplemousses Garden, which is a botanical garden of great significance, and it is included in some itineraries that are proposed by DMC. So the main attraction of Pamplemousses Garden are these giant water lilies. The Gabriel, Round and Flat Island, these are in the 3 islands, Gabriel Island, Round Island, Flat Island in the north of Mauritius. and a lot of catamaran cruises go there, which happen in the day. They take the catamaran there in the morning, and as you can see, there are beaches there. People can have fun the whole day and come back in the evening. Curoca Creole House. So a lot of houses which were owned by the sugarcane planters, who were mostly French, and as the economy moved from sugarcane to other industries, a lot of these houses were converted. The planters moved out and started staying elsewhere, and they converted these into museums. Whenever you go to one of these houses, which are also called chateau, the nearest Indian equivalent is Haveli. They used to live in Havelis with all the servants. They're renovated. All of them have restaurants attached to them. There is rum tasting, because when there is sugarcane, there's got to be rum. Because when you convert sugarcane to sugar, molasses is there, and from molasses you get rum. And you can do rum tasting and rum buying in most of these places. So Eureka Creole House is very near Port Louis. You can see it here. And all these houses are also used for events. Ilo Surf Island, the famous Ilo Surf, where you have a lot of water sports. And there's an Indian restaurant and other restaurants also. Domain Pai, again, one of the old houses with many activities, including hiking, trekking, quad bikes, buggy rides for kids. Crystal Rock is in southwest of Mauritius. It's called Crystal Rock because when the sun falls on this small piece of rock in the ocean, it starts glowing. That is because it has a lot of crystals in it, which reflect the sunlight. Black River Gorges National Park. It's like national park anywhere. Black River is a river and it has gorges and a lot of wildlife. Small wildlife. You can see lots of plants and some waterfalls there. This is part of Black River Gorges. Chamarel, the famous seven-colored earth, natural formation. So this was formed when Mauritius was formed a few million years ago. As you know, Mauritius is a volcanic island. So you have a seven-colored earth. Curious corner of Chamarel. So this is fun with science and good activity for kids, adults, everyone. And if you are sending people to Chamarel, then Curious Corner is right opposite the Chamarel gate. So this is again, something that can be proposed to your clients. Moving on. This is all part of Curious Corner, where things are not as they seem to be. It's all fun with science. Grand Basin, the famous Ganga Talao of Mauritius. This is called the Holy Lake of Mauritius. Unfortunately, we don't have too much time, so I can't give you too many explanations right now. But this is, like they treat it like Ganga. The water here is treated like Ganga Jal, which is the holy water in India. And all major religious ceremonies happen here, including Shivratri. So interestingly, Shivratri is the biggest festival in Mauritius. And like they do here in India, they carry kawad. The kawadiyas, people go to, they walk on foot to this holy lake. They take the water and walk back to their houses bare feet. As same process as you follow in India. Similar thing is done. And Shivratri is the biggest festival here. The Cap Malaru Red Roof Church in the north of Mauritius, which is the most photographed church. Truasurf is an old dormant volcano. Kazela Adventure Park. So Kazela is a full day activity, minimum. It has something for everyone. For kids, adults, there are water rides, there are animals, there is safari, there are zip lines, there is climbing, there's a fine dining restaurant. And what it is most famous for is walk with the lions or interaction with lions. There are turtles also, and you can see there is a cheetah also there. Quad bikes are also there. And so if you are proposing interaction with lions, please note that interaction with lions is for that the person has to be 5 feet tall minimum and 15 years old. But for kids, if the lions have cubs, then kids are allowed to go and play with the cubs. Of course, everything is at a cost. This is all Kazela. As you can see, the kids having fun with zebras and with deer. And one English couple had a wedding in Kazela on the zip line. Again, very interesting things. All these are activities in Kazela. Tadrika Nature Reserve in the south, beautiful place where you can either see it by hiking, trekking, or you can see it on quad bikes. So the two interesting things about Frederica, other than unique things rather, is the black ebony tree. As you know, the now piano keys are made of plastic. Earlier, the white keys were made of ivory and the black were ebony. So the thing about ebony tree is it's a very, very hard wood. Only wood that sinks in water. It's waterproof also. And it was taken away by the Dutch when they were there. They cut the trees and took them to Europe to make houses. And the ebony tree grows only 1 inch a year. So you can understand, how precious that tree is. And now it's not allowed to cut the tree. The other thing that you hear is a tree called the dragon blood tree. Normally, if you cut a tree, you get white sap. In this, you get a red sap, which in the times when there were no medicines available, the red sap had medicinal properties. If you had a cut somewhere, instead of there was no Dettol, you applied this. And also, the ladies used to dry this red sap and used it as vermilion, as sindoor. Okay, I think there are some questions. I will quickly take the questions. Indian meals. Of course, Indian meals are available. Even Jain food is available. A lot of 4-star, 5-star hotels now have Indian restaurants. And the Indian restaurants have chefs who have gone from India. I know a chef from Ludhiana. I know a chef from Jama Masjid. I know chefs who have gone from Kerala, from Maharashtra. So even, there are so many restaurants which even serve you dosa during lunch and dinner and breakfast. Idli, dosa, parantha, everything is available. Indian meal is not a problem at all. Yes, somebody is saying Port Louis closes by 5-6 p.m. You're right, it closes by 5 p.m. In fact, all the shops close in Mauritius by 5 p.m. Only some supermarkets where food is sold is open till about 7 or 8. Is there a cruise coming from India? No. As of now, no. But we were planning to take cruises from India to Mauritius. We are talking of 2021. But after Corona, what shape it takes, we don't know. Does the resort leave Mauritian? Which one is Lee Mauritian? Lee Mauritian is now called Western Turtle Bay. So it became operational many years back, and it was part of some other chain. Now it's owned by Marriott. It's Western Turtle Bay now. It's in the north of Mauritius. Okay, so Anurag is saying planning to conduct a summit. Okay, Anurag, I am from Mauritius Tourism. You can connect with me. I'm sure TravClan will be happy to share my coordinates with you, and you can write to me. My name is Vivek Anand. Season to experience. No. Botanical gardens are there around the year. I've seen it in summer. I've seen it in winter. It's there. Gala on the beach. Yes, you can. All hotels allow you gala on the beach. I have attended a gala on the beach last year. I mentioned, the World Travel Awards, which was a sit-down dinner under a marquee on the beach for 500 people. 7-course meal. So it's okay. Provided COVID, how safe is? See, Mauritius is a small island. It will be safe. And, we depend a lot on tourism. Tourism is the #1 industry in Mauritius. So I'm sure the government is taking adequate measures to ensure that the tourists who come to Mauritius are safe. So don't worry about that. Freebies to honeymoon couple. See, honeymoon couples, a lot of hotels offer freebies. They will offer maybe a dinner on the beach or some other things, or maybe bottle of champagne, bottle of wine. And they can do a lot of other things in the hotels. I mean, honeymoon couples don't necessarily stay in their room all the time. They go out. They do a lot of activities. How many days required to cover the whole of Mauritius? Now, this, I'm sure, whoever has sent this question is very interesting because I have, in the last 6 years I've been in the job, I have spent more than maybe 300 to 400 days in Mauritius. I still haven't seen the whole of Mauritius. I don't know every bit. But yes, I would like to say that if people are going to Mauritius, they can do 3-4 times, 1 week each time, and that is okay from a very tourist point of view. Because there are a lot of Europeans who come there, and as compared to 6-night average stay of Indians, the average stay of European is 11 nights, and Europeans are also repeaters, so they come there again and again for various experiences. Amit is asking if there is a route where Indians can drive. Okay, so I have some shots which you will see later in the presentation. There is no particular route, but there is a very scenic route in the south where Indians can drive and everyone can drive. I'll come to the driving bit in a little while, in 5 minutes. How many days itinerary would be sufficient? Senthil. Senthil, I mean, like I said, it depends on how many days your clients want to spend. They want to spend 1 month. I can propose enough things for them to do for 1 month. Don't worry about that. Kazela activity is inclusive with entry or extra. So there is an entry ticket, and it depends now when you go to Kazela, you buy the tickets for all the other activities. Either you buy at the entrance or you buy at the activity. Venues. So Sheetal, venue can be anywhere. You can, I suggest that gala dinners be held outside on the beach. Put a marquee on the beach and have the gala dinner, or go to Kazela and have a gala dinner. They have venues there. There are these, the houses I was talking about, the chateaus, Chateau Labourdonnais, etc., Eureka Creole House. They can be used for venues for gala dinner. If you want to spend a lot of money, go have the gala dinner on top of Fort Adelaide. Everything can be done. Manoj Shah, there is no ideal circuit of Mauritius. If you move from one side of Mauritius to the other, and having said that, Mauritius from north to south takes only 1 hour 15 minutes, so distances are not much. Ganesh, yeah, of course, Kazela will take you about 1 hour if you go from the north. Very easy. I will come to nightlife in a bit. Then somebody is asking if Mauritius is expensive. No, it is not expensive. Expensive is a relative term. Depends. Mauritius, if you say Maldives is expensive, I would say even that is relative. The only thing is that when you go to Maldives, you can't carry your own liquor, and they kill you when they sell you liquor in the hotels. But in Mauritius, liquor is cheap. You can even carry your own liquor. So Mauritius is not expensive. It's somewhere in the middle. Yes, there is a culture of service departments in Mauritius. Some of the service departments and serviced villas have small swimming pools, very, very exclusive. So you can talk it to your DMC and take the rates for service departments. Can we get a scooter or bike? Yes, you can get a scooter or bike in Mauritius. Okay, so we move on to the presentation and then we take the rest of the questions in 10 minutes. Yeah, I'll answer the one last question from Sheetal. Yes, venues can have Indian catering. They allow you to either get the chefs from within Mauritius, or you can take your chefs from India. It's very easy. No problem there. Okay, moving on. So we were talking of Frederica. Now we come to Valley of Colors. So like we were talking of 7-colored earth, there is a 23-colored earth also in Mauritius. This is in the south, called the Valley of Colors. And a lot of options here. So you see a shot of 23-colored earth. All this is possible in Valley of Colors. There are quad bikes, there is tobogganing, there is a Burma bridge, there is the zip line that I said, third longest zip line in the world, which is 1.5 kilometers. There's a restaurant there. For kids, there are turtles. So a lot of activities. In fact, easily you can spend 1 day in Valley of Colors. Crocodile Park, again in the south, 700-800 turtles of various shapes and sizes, and about 700-800 crocodiles of various shapes and sizes. In some of the turtles, there are 150 years old, 200 years old. Turtles live very long. And you can feed the turtles. Even kids can feed the turtles. The Crocodile Park also has a museum. There is a gallery which has called the Insect Gallery, where you can see about 5,000-6,000 kinds of butterflies which are preserved. The Mauritius Aquarium in the north. Self-drive, somebody was talking of self-drive. So you can hire bikes, you can hire cars. The good thing about self-drive in Mauritius is that Indian driving license is valid. They drive on the same side of the road as we do in India. And the roads are beautiful. Not only the highway, even the small road that you see here along the sea. This is in the south. So somebody was asking about a driving route. It is very beautiful. The things to be careful are when you're driving in Mauritius, zero tolerance on drinking and driving. Don't have even half a beer if you're driving. 2, please be careful about speed limits, because you don't see any cops in Mauritius. Speed limit is enforced by radar and cameras. And if you do something, go over the speed limit, next day there'll be a challan sitting in your hotel and you have to pay. The other thing about driving, cars are not expensive. If you take a small car, hire a small car like an i10, it will cost you about 2,000 rupees a day. Plus you'll have to pay for the petrol. So it's very affordable, very good, very convenient. Road signs are all in English. So don't worry about that. And in any case, these days, all of us have GPS on our phone. If you still feel you're lost, stop when you see somebody, talk to him in English, Hindi, whatever language, and they'll be happy to help. So Rocky and Mayur did the self-drive in Mauritius as part of our promotions. This is a place called Mekonde, again in the south, a very scenic self-drive route. The traditional dance of Sega, dance of Mauritius called Sega. Chateau Le Bourdonnais, a beautiful place for people to visit and see how the old planters used to live. They used to live like kings and princes. They have a high-end restaurant attached to it. They have a rummery where you can taste rum and drink rum, buy rum. Also a venue, a very, very popular venue for gala events. So Mauritius is also famous for tea. So there's a tea route where you can, which we can propose to your clients. And Mauritius is famous for vanilla tea because in Mauritius we grow vanilla. Domaine d'Abonneau, again an old house, can be used for events. Boischerry, the tea route, I was talking of tea. This is in the south. Saint Aubin House, again in the south, again good to visit, good venue. Sugar Museum, so interesting thing, as I was telling you that the economy moved from sugarcane to other things. Some of the old mills, one of the old mills got converted to a museum. This is in the north. And they pulled out half the machinery. Around the other half of the machinery, they built a museum, which shows you how Mauritius progressed from sugarcane to other economic industries. And at the end of the tour, you can taste 10 kinds of sugar. Sugar like white sugar, brown sugar, gur, khand, etc., etc. And you can do rum tasting and rum buying. All this is part of Sugar Museum. Rum making, like I said, rum is made in Mauritius. Some of the rums you have there are as good as the rums that come from Caribbean. Some of the rums are as smooth as single malts, and they're as expensive, of course. So Rummery du Chamarel is in the Chamarel area, south of Mauritius, where you can see how rum is made. There are some pictures here. And at the end, there is a high-end restaurant where you can have meals. And this is open only in the day and can be used as a venue at night. But general public can't go at night. And you can taste the rum and you can buy the rum. And this is the sugarcane they use. The sugarcane you see on the bottom of your screen is actually red in color from inside, pink. And this sugarcane they got from Java in Indonesia. And this is a special sugarcane from Indonesia, which is now grown in Mauritius. There is in the south also a winery. I mean, I have a picture of winery and you will ask why. There are wineries all over. The interesting thing about this winery called Takamaka is the wine here is made from lychee. And this is a very interesting wine. And it's mostly, whitish, yellowish because lychee is white in color. So that they get a white wine out of lychee. The wine is quite tasty. I've been there. And you can take large groups also there for wine tasting and for lunch. Nightlife, somebody asked, lot of nightlife, but nightlife is concentrated either in the north, in Grand Bay area, or in the Flick and Flack area in the west. So the good thing about Mauritius is that there is no bar closing time. Like we have in India, you have to close the bar at 11, 12, 1, depending on which state you're in, what license you've taken. In Mauritius, liquor can be served 24 hours. So normally in Mauritius, the bars are open and the clubs, nightclubs are open till about 6 in the morning. And it's all very safe. Lots of nightclubs there.
Okay.
All these are shots from nightclubs, events in nightclubs, DJ nights, lounge bars. There are a couple of casinos in Mauritius for those who want to experience what a casino is like. Shopping. So a lot of shopping. There is every kind of shopping like we have in India. You have the best shopping in the malls. Or I will not call it best. I will say high-end shopping in the malls. And you have the bazaars. And the bazaars in Mauritius are like the bazaars in India. It's like going to Sarojini Market or Karol Bagh or Lajpat Nagar or the street markets in Bombay where you go and you bargain. The shopkeepers mostly are of Indian origin and they are very happy to bargain. Somebody will say 100 rupees and you say, no, I can pay only 40 and you settle at 50, 60, 70. So a lot of shopping is there. This is again a street shopping. Kodam waterfront is for high-end shopping. So you get the top European brands also in Mauritius.
Okay.
Bagatelle, which is the biggest mall of Mauritius, the Grand Bay Crozet Mall, and the Bazaar of Grand Bay, the Mauritius Glass Gallery, again a very interesting place to go. So if you see these days, everything is automated, everything is made using machines. But in the glass gallery, everything is made in the traditional way, which is they heat the glass till the time it is red, and then they use lung power to blow it up into various shapes and color it. And all the things that they're making there, you can buy. You know, if you want to buy gifts for your loved ones back home, you can buy it there. Similarly, there's a jewelry workshop again where jewelry is made in the traditional way. Somebody asked about food. Mauritius is known for its food. We are an island, so best of seafood. Naturally, you get the best of continental cuisine. You get, if you, for beef eaters, there is beef, there is pork, there is crocodile meat also available. There is deer meat available because hunting is legal in Mauritius. And at the other end, I said there is Jain food. When your guests are going who follow Jainism, just call the hotel, tell them they will get the Jain food. If you have booked a place in a restaurant for your guests, which is not in the hotel, call the restaurant or tell your DMC to inform the restaurant that my guests are Jains and Jain food is available. So no problem as far as food is concerned. Escal Creole, it's Creole food restaurant in the middle area of Mauritius called Mocha. So Creole food is also like a mixture. You know, it's got influences from Indian, European, and African foods. Very interesting food concept. Very close to what the kind of food we eat in India. And this food is very nice. You can propose lunch here. It's not open for dinner. For lunch, it is open. The famous Faluda, which you get in the streets. A lot of Indian restaurants. Now we come to MICE. So lots of possibilities for MICE. You have hotels which have large banquet halls. Other than that, you can put your marquee anywhere at a lot of venues, whether it's the Hotel Beach, some of the other places I've shown you. You can take your Indian chefs. You can get all kinds of decoration done. And, you know, if you have a very large conference, the biggest venue is called Swami Vivek Anand Convention Center, which can take up to 5,000 people. So if you are planning a big conference on behalf of your client, please don't worry about it. There is big convention center. There are various convention centers. This is the biggest. So it depends on the size of your group. You can hire a convention hall. And all these halls are very nice, ultra modern. In fact, the building you're seeing now has facilities for translation in many languages simultaneously. We had the Z Awards there, UN conference. This can give you a size, an idea of the size of the hall. And these are, you know, there's a Grand Bay International Conference Center. There's a Freeport International Conference Center. So that is all that we have from the Mauritius point of view. I am happy to take your questions now.
Yes, sir. We have actually a bunch of questions from YouTube that I'll be specifically asking you. I think we can stop sharing the screen first, and then I can just ask you all the questions.
Just a minute, just a minute. I think I have stopped.
So,
can you see the screen?
There are a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, come.
Yes. Right. So people are asking about the fam trip options that are available for travel agents so that they can understand the destination better. Are there any upcoming fam trips post this COVID period?
There will be. Yes, there will be fam trips, but as of now, I can't commit anything. There will be. So those who are interested in fam trips can write to us.
Right. Okay. And Miss Nehal Mehta is asking via YouTube that Bubble Lodge is available at which two places?
It is, yeah. So it's in one. It's in Ilo Surf on the east coast, and there is a place in the south. I'm forgetting the name. It's available in the south.
Okay.
She can contact her DMC. He'll tell her.
Okay. The next question is from Mr. Manish Soni, and he is actually asking about which are the well-known 3-star hotels nearby beaches and what would be the approximate price for budget travelers?
See, there is a list of 110 hotels which are approved by MTPA. You can go on the MTPA site,
Okay.
look at all the hotels. I will not commit on the price. Price you have to talk to the hotel directly or the DMC.
Okay. And is there any support or incentive from MTPA for MICE and wedding groups?
Yes, there is. So as per the policy, which is applicable till 30th of June this year, because our financial year is from July to June, there is a VAT refund on whatever you pay in the hotels if you have a group of more than 100 people staying for more than 3 nights or more. And
Okay.
VAT is 15%, so that is refundable.
Okay. And can you give, Mr. Manish Soni again is asking a couple of questions related to the private vehicle and what can be the average cost around it, right?
So I answered, if you are hiring a vehicle, it starts from 1,000 Mauritian rupees or 2,000 Indian rupees to hire a small car like an i10.
Okay.
And then it depends, if you want to hire a Mercedes, obviously it will be X times the cost.
Right. And what can be your recommended area for MICE groups?
All over, anywhere.
All over.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Just a couple of more questions coming in via Zoom only, right?
Okay.
So people are asking about, can they combine Mauritius and Seychelles?
They are similar places. Of course, there are more activities to do in Mauritius, but they can combine. Yes.
Okay.
But Mauritius has more to do.
Mauritius has more to do.
Much more to do. Much more land activities.
Okay. And the South Island tour in Mauritius include getting inside 23 colored earth?
That depends on what the DMC is offering in the package. All DMCs offer different packages.
Okay. Is there any certification program for Mauritius?
Not right now. We are planning one. In fact, the head office is working on a certification program which we will roll out globally.
Okay. Okay.
For all markets.
Right. So I think one last question. That is my personal question, and I would like you to sum up or summarize this entire presentation. What, according to you, is the USP for Mauritius? Like, how do you feel about Mauritius, and what, according to you, is the USP which can be used by travel agents to sell the product even more and better in future?
Okay, so first thing is the visa. Visa on arrival, passport validity is not needed. It's not 3 months, 6 month validity. Validity only up to date of travel. The second big thing is it's the second cleanest air in the world. I mean, we die of pollution in India. I mean, you go to Mauritius, you can feel the difference. You can see blue sky, you can see the stars. Of course, these days I stay in Gurgaon, so I can see the blue sky and stars, but it will go away after COVID is finished.
Definitely.
And also we promote Mauritius as Mauritius beyond the beach. So there are a lot of activities to do. Okay. You don't need to be on the beach all the time. Okay, there are 1 or 2 questions I will take quickly. So there is a cheaper season to travel. So the cheaper season to travel is our shoulder season, which is from April to September. From October to March is the high season. And there is also one from Amrita about the vaccination. So government has not got a policy. First of all, we need to have the vaccination, and we hear the vaccine is available only next year. So the government of Mauritius will come out with some kind of policy about tourists, whether they are business tourists or leisure tourists. We await that. We will share it with everyone once the policy is out.
Okay. I think we have taken up almost all the questions, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. So, and now the questions are starting to repeat. So, those whose questions are not answered, you can check out this the repeat telecast of this entire webinar on the YouTube channel of TravClan. The entire webinar from the very beginning will be live there as soon as we end this, right? You can check that out. Apart from that, I would like to thank Mr. Anand. Thank you for this lovely presentation and for answering all the questions that our viewers had, right? And I would like to extend my greatest thanks to all the participants who participated in today's webinar. And I hope that you found answers to all the questions that you had. We'll be sharing the presentation and the contact details of Mr. Anand with each and every participant so that you can touch base with him directly and ask any more questions that you have. Thank you so much for attending today's webinar. This is Tarang Mohin signing off. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, TravClan. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you.